What's up guys, and welcome to today's video. Slightly different video. I'm going to be talking about my boring self and just go through exactly what it took from going from Fat Boy George to Too Lean George over the 9 months of my contest prep. So if you enjoyed this type of video, if you want to know a little bit more of an insight, I'm 4 weeks post show now, which has gone quite crazy quickly. It feels like it's more. I don't know why. I feel like I finished prep ages ago. But I'm 4 weeks post show and I've done a little bit of reflection, and I just want to kind of not experiment, but I want to express my thoughts on how that prep went and give you some insight and just motivate some people that no matter what your starting point is, you can achieve something. And no matter, where you are in life, whether you're a fat shit, whether you're skinny, whether you're, whatever it is, you can achieve something. I did a contest prep phase for 9 months. I started in January and I finished in mid-September, which is a long time, especially for a diet phase. I've always said, especially as a natural bodybuilder, give yourself plenty of time to diet. So it was over 30 weeks of dieting. I started my cut or my prep at 170 pounds, which I'm not really sure what that is in kilos. I'll put some photos on the screen now. As you can see, I don't look like I lift at all. In my off seasons, when I gain body weight, I look like I don't lift. I just look like just an average overweight little child. And I started my deficit. Of course, when you start a dieting phase, the weight comes off quite quickly to begin with, and as you get leaner and leaner, the rate of loss slows down. So towards the beginning of my prep, I was dropping like 1 or 2 or 3 pounds per week, and then as I got deeper into the prep and I was ready, I was dropping like 0.1 or up to a pound a week. So not really crazy amounts. So you always find that at the beginning of your dieting phase, and over the weeks I got progressively leaner. I started off with just like 10,000 steps and introducing cardio on rest days, which was 30 minutes on the Stairmaster, and then over time that got added in on a push day, and I got progressively leaner, and I got progressively fitter and more efficient, and I'll probably have loads of photos or clips of me posing over this period of time and just showing you the details that came through. So I was in a position where, I was getting quite lean, and it was quite surprising to see what was actually underneath the layer of fat that I had over me, because I've gone from looking like an overweight Harry Kane to a skinny boy that's aged 10 years in the space of 6 months, like what was going on. And I was quite surprised with the actual level of, don't get me wrong, I'm not the most muscular individual out there, but I was quite surprised based upon what I looked like in my first week compared to what I do now. It just goes to show that, when it comes to having body fat, you'll be surprised what's underneath. And a lot of people are either underdeveloped or they don't realize how much muscle they have. So that's the reason body fat kind of scares me. I'll dive into that another time. So anyway, we continue to diet. I started to implement Yohimbine, so that is a fat burner. Again, it did work. It elevated my heart rate. Like, I used to take that first thing in the morning, doing my cardio. I always used to do my cardio fasting on the Stairmaster, level 12. Anyone remembers the level 12? On the old Stairmaster, I probably couldn't even do that right now. And I was just a machine. I was just a machine that kept burying myself every single day. I'd finish that Stairmaster and I'd be absolutely fucked. So we got to roughly about 12 weeks out, and I was fairly lean, and I had people commenting saying, George, you're 12 weeks out, you're too lean. And I was just like, shut the fuck up, fuck you guys, you have no idea what you're on about. Those people that were telling me, George, you're too lean, were right. We're right. Because I got to the point of where I was 8 weeks out, and I was looking, I'll show you some photos when I was like 7 or 8 weeks out, whatever, and I was looking my best. Like, this was the best George. Like, if George stepped on stage right now, he would have done much better than what I would have done, which is interesting. Of course, this is my first ever prep, by the way. I didn't expect to, or me and AJ didn't expect to absolutely nail this on the head. My first prep, I cannot complain too much. I don't see many people get to the level of condition that I did in their first competitive season. Normally people come in quite soggy, they don't really know. There's a difference between being lean and being stage lean, and that's what a lot of people don't realise. Anyway, I'm fucking rambling, chatting a load of waffle there. So nutritional wise, I'll give you a little bit of insight to nutrition. So I started my diet on about 55 grams of fat, 250 grams of protein and 400 grams of carbs. I finished my competition phase. So of course, over that period of time, what we did do is we brought food down, of course. So we brought it down like, you know, 25 grams each time, 50 grams of carbs, kept fats the same, and we dropped protein as well. I believe I finished my prep on 225 grams of protein. So we didn't drop, you know, I'll probably put the figures on the screen now to exactly where I started my prep to where I finished. And the benefit of being ahead in a contest prep phase is you can actually reverse your calories up. So I pretty much finished on more food than I did when I first started, which is quite interesting. And I was like, what, 25 pounds lighter in body weight. So that's the ability of giving yourself more time. You can reverse your calories up, which you can focus on putting more energy into your performance. You can retain muscle quite well, and of course more food whilst you're dieting. Brilliant. So I kept dieting down, of course, picking apart, you know, adding in more steps, maybe reducing food over time to the point of where I could reverse my calories, which was nice. And then we got to like the 6 to 8 week out mark, and I was ready. And it's just a case of just trying to hold on to what I had. And that's when it becomes an issue, because walking around with the glutes I had, as lean as I was, it was very hard to maintain. And I'm the type of person who wanted more. I wanted more striated glutes. I wanted to get leaner. But you get to a point of where you can't pull much more off. Like, what more could have came off me? Not much. You know, I was 145 pounds, 146 pounds. There wasn't much more to come off me. I was ready. When you're dieting, you always want more. And this is what some people can relate to, is that your head will tell you, do more in the gym, do more steps, do more cardio. And that's exactly what I was doing. And it got to a point of where I was doing too much, and your body's going to tell you to fuck off. And that's what pretty much happened. So I got to the point of where I was about 4 weeks out, probably looking my best. You know, if I stepped on stage then, I would have done pretty well, or better, like I mentioned. And then I slowly started to fade. I did my first show where I placed second, of course, in the BNBF Southern. I was happy with that, of course, a little bit upset, but I was happy. And then it started to go down a little bit more downhill, because I wanted to improve. I wanted to get leaner. I wanted to become more chiseled. And I was doing more than what my coach AJ prescribed me. And that's when you start burying yourself, and that's when you start losing your muscle. And as you can see throughout this, you know, the show dates which I was doing, I got progressively worse. Like, I looked progressively worse throughout my prep, or throughout the shows I was doing. I noticed my midsection, I couldn't control it anymore because of, I think it was mainly due to a stress thing, like an internal stress. Like, I put so much stress on myself from doing extra cardio, extra sets in the gym, where I'd bury myself more steps than what I needed. Like, I was doing like 20,000 steps, 25,000 steps, when all I needed to do was 10,000 steps. And I just wanted more and more and more. And it's very hard to switch off from that. It's very hard to switch off, because I look back now and think, fucking hell, like, why did I do that? I sit here now thinking, why was I doing more than what I should? And when you're in those situations, you don't realise until you kind of look back. It's like, you know, when you're a crackhead and you get rehab and you fix yourself, you look back and think, why the fuck did I do any of that? But when you're in the moment, you don't give a fuck. You want to inject yourself, you want to fucking smoke wherever you're smoking, innit? You don't give a fuck. So yeah, it was one of those moments. And of course, I achieved what I wanted to achieve. Well, saying that, I wanted to win a show. Of course I wanted. I don't do this shit to come second, third, fourth, which I did. I wanted to be inside out peeled, and I managed to achieve that. And I managed to shock a few people. Like, a few people were surprised with how long I could say regimen to the diet that I was doing. I had no meals off plan. I didn't miss absolutely anything at all. And it just goes to show, like, if you guys really want it, then you could do it. Anyone can do this shit. You just need to put your mind to it. It's all up here. It's all up here, because you can push your body to extreme levels. I've proven it. I've pushed. A lot of people don't see what goes on behind the camera. A lot of people didn't see me suffer. Of course, I'm not going to showcase all of that, because who wants to watch, you know, poor old George sit here and be sad and feel sorry for himself? No one gives a fuck about that. People just want to watch you because they want to see the positives. They want to see the best stuff. They want to see the good stuff. They don't want to see boring shit stuff like that. But no one saw what I did behind closed doors in order to get as lean as what I did. No one saw me bury myself on the Stairmaster. No one saw me suffering. And I fell in love with the process of suffering. I absolutely love to suffer, more than what I probably should. I did more steps, more cardio, more sets in the gym when I shouldn't have done. But I loved the process of suffering. Like, I was sitting there hungry, absolutely fucking starving on some days, but I loved it. I loved it. I learned to appreciate the hunger and accept it, because I knew that this time last year, I was sitting there looking at food saying, I don't want to fucking eat that. So I learned to appreciate that the hunger was there. I learned to appreciate the suffering, and that's what kind of got me to where I was towards the end of the prep, with striated glutes, you know, like the 2 lean George. And you have to fucking dig. You have to bury yourself. You have to commit. You have to be a selfish little wanker. Like, I threw my relationship in the gutters. I ruined my friendships with many people. I can count, you know, friends on one hand. I haven't got many friends right now, you know. It's a lonely sport, which, again, I'm not trying to put people off here from competing, but I just want to make people aware that if you want to bring your fucking best, you better sacrifice a lot. And that's exactly what I did. And do I regret it? No, because I wouldn't be in the position I am now. It's just I could have done things a lot more better. It just goes to show that you can do absolutely anything. So if you're sitting here right now eating a fucking packet of, I don't know, chocolate bar or something like that, being a lazy fat shit, sort it out, get a goal and go and achieve it. Because I set that goal out of being inside out peeled. I shocked myself, I know a lot of you guys watching, hopefully you're still watching and not bored. And yeah, that's kind of the process of the Georgie boy. Yes, I got qualifications for every single show that I did. I didn't win a show, but fuck me, I'm more than motivated to make sure that next time I do go on stage, I absolutely slaughter my previous look. And I've learned from what the mistakes I've made. This prep, doing too much was the issue. I didn't overeat though, that was the thing. That was one thing I never used to do, because if I, for example, cheated on my diet and stood on stage, knowing that I cheated on my diet and no one knew about it, I feel like I wouldn't have gave my best. But I would happily do more steps, more cardio, because I used to think, oh yeah, more steps, more cardio, that means burning more calories, that means I'm going to lose weight. And that is true, but did I need to do that? Did I need to lose more weight? Absolutely not. I was, you know, chiseled. It was hard to sit down, you know, I was dragging my feet around most days. That is the process of the Georgie boy and his natural prep. So it just goes to show, genetics, hard work, or whatever the fuck, just fucking get on with it. Just set the plan out, go kill it, write down those goals. If you're looking to compete, fucking do it. You know, got nothing to lose. You'll be surprised what you can achieve once you put your mind into it. It's very much all up in here. We'll leave it there. It's 13 minutes of me waffling. Hopefully this will give you an insight of what I have done across this prep. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed following as well. And it's good to see that my face is a little bit more fatter as well. Anyway, comment down below phone if you've watched this whole video. If you like this type of video, then of course let us know. I was just sitting here watching, I don't know who the fuck I was watching, and this thought just came into my head to record this at 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, good one, George. Anyway, lots of love, and I'll see you guys in the next vlog.